Hello viewer, Lorenzo here. This is KSP Contracting episode 14, and the customary 30-day fast forward and asteroid tracking is something that I've just done without showing you. None of the asteroids are going to come close to Earth, well Kerbin, and the new asteroid is this one, which will have a periapsis of 10,000 kilometers in 123 days. We are at day 3 of year 2, and for simplicity's sake I'm going to rule that day 1 of year 2 is the launch day, so then we can do nice neat 30-day increments again. So what are we going to do today? Today we're going to talk about many things, among others a very hearty welcome to my 50 or 60 new subscribers. I'm very curious where you came from, because on the Jebediah lands safely video there were certainly 1500 views with lots of new subscribers, so hope you all enjoyed them and welcome to the channel. There is a lot going on here and I'll explain a little bit about what there is to see. Today we are going to launch a drive stage, and this is part of, it's not the Angora Avenger, we launched that last time. That's part of the ongoing multi-contractor Duna effort, and Artblaze was originally the guy that was going to supply the drive stage, but you might see that my garage, my hangar of spaceships is full of drive stages that don't work. They either contain locked or invalid parts, or they fall back to the ground. Which is unfortunate. Fortunately, Rule has built a ludicrously large drive stage himself, which is the augury push tow. I suppose this means it can either push or tow. So, because we don't have a functioning drive stage from ArtCorp, unfortunately, we're going to go with the augury push tow drive stage so that the mission may proceed. Art, don't be discouraged. There are of course many more things that need to be designed. Just some things off the top of my head: a asteroid space base, maybe a Eve lander and return vehicle, or some other mad contraption you guys can think of. That I can't, and that's important to note. In this series you build the craft, send them to me, and then I fly them. This is easy for me because I don't have to spend time in the VAB, and it's fun for everyone because, well, there's some bonkers rockets going around here. Let's have a look at this one. It starts all the way zoomed in. This is a big booster. It is a drive stage of humongous proportions, and there is no way in hell I could launch this with my old computer. Fortunately, I have my new one. This has an i5-4670K processor with a honking graphics card and a lot of RAM and good fast storage. So we're going to go to the launchpad and see how this 650, I think, part monstrosity gets on. It's not the best way to start off with the new computer because this will bring it down from the 60 FPS benchmark that I have now immediately grown accustomed to, but, well, you can't have it all, and what we can have is big spaceships at the expense of some frames per second. So let's have a go with the augury. And while that is ascending, let me first up the throttle and hit spacebar. There we go. While that is ascending, let me turn down the volume just a little bit. While that is ascending, let me talk to you mostly for the new subscribers. Once again, very welcome. It was the day after my birthday and I suddenly got 60 extra subscribers on my channel, which was a nice present. Not sure that was intended, and I'm wondering so much, where did you come from? I don't think you came from the Kerbal Space Program forums, and I checked the Reddit, the Kerbal Space Program Reddit, and I didn't see anything there. And that was about the extent of my search. So if you could enlighten me, like where did you find my channel all at once, all of you together, that would be nice for me. Anyway, what we have here, we have this series that you're watching right now. This is KSP Contracting, where we basically do the wacky stuff. Build rockets like this, launch them into orbit, do arbitrary goals, have lights on them, and basically gallivant and have a good time. And I introduced this so that I could play in the stock game, which is, well, what you're looking at, with some, well, some shorter missions that were easier on the frame rate. Because before that, I was doing the KSP to Mars series, and if you look on my channel page, you will find that by scrolling down a little bit. Let's see, staging. Oh shit. Is that maybe not what was supposed to happen? Oh, damn it. Well, I did just say that this was a wacky series, so I'm going to make an exception to the all launches are final rule and launch this one again. and see what happened, because I have an idea. I have a feeling that maybe I screwed up and it wasn't the rocket's fault. Anyway, the KSP to Mars series, which is available somewhat lower. Yes, is. Let me first analyze this monster rocket. All of this should probably wait until all of it has burned out and then separate it, because it lets all of them go. Anyway, there we go again. The KSP to Mars series, which is available a little bit down on my channel, is something else entirely from this. It's basically me starting from scratch in career mode in the real solar system mod that has realistically sized Earth. All the planets are moved and scaled so as to correspond to their real solar system counterparts. So there's no Minmus either, there's just the moon, which is Luna. And it's 65 episodes long by now, so it's a little bit of a back catalog if you want to watch it all. I would suggest watching the first 2 or 3 episodes and then skipping to maybe episode 20 to 30, because that's when the interesting stuff with KSP Interstellar comes in, which is another mod that I'm using in that series, which adds things like fusion drives, antimatter torches, beamed power, all that cool stuff to help bridge the gap of the big solar system. Farther in the past, I did a Mission a Day series, which is pretty much the same, except not with KSP Interstellar, but with the Kethane mod in the stock universe again. But this is a few versions back, and well, unless you really love my voice, you might not want to check that out. But the KSP to Mars series is still ongoing. Now that I've got my new computer, definitely I'm going to keep doing that, because one of the things that happens with that is that you need big launch vehicles. Speaking of launch vehicles, here we are boosting still, and I wonder if this is now something we can safely trigger. I'm going to try it. Yes. I don't know what went wrong the other time, but it appears to be going right now. And that's all that counts. Sorry for the sniffles, I'm still a little bit ill. Last video I proudly announced that I was healthy again, which was premature. But I think now it is getting there. Interspersed between the KSP videos on my channel, there is also occasionally some other video games, some let's plays, some random stuff. But most of it is KSP, just like we are looking at today. And our altimeter reads 12 kilometers now, so we can just nip into the map view, target the vessel, and start a gentle pitch over maneuver to get there. Now I have no idea about the launch window to Duna from this point in time. I did ask in the YouTubes, and Nathan said we might be able to make it still, or we might have to wait like the better part of 2 years. So, and well, this is assuming we do get to orbit and dock with the rest of the assembly in a clean fashion. I'm going to see if we can jigger a maneuver node so that we can actually do that, or otherwise this will have to be parked and we can do some missions or just do a lot of time fast forwarding, one of the two. Here's some burned out stages again, so let's try and separate those away. And that went well. Wonderful. And we are gradually climbing out of the atmosphere. This rocket is mad. It has a big superstructure with extra outside boosters, and I'm thinking, what is this the actual booster stage with mainsails? Wow, that is some style. Boosting for Duna with mainsails. That is nice. And before you start commenting like, why the hell are you using mainsails? Don't ask me, I didn't build the rocket, I just fly them and tell you how awesome they look. So I think this is a fairly straightforward process from here. We just burn and burn and burn until... what is going to separate? What are these decouplers? Where are they? There's six decouplers. Is it these central tanks that are going to go away? I think so. Anyway, maybe these are the transfer engines. I don't know. I'm going to cut the video here for a little bit until we are more in orbit, at least higher up. For that I should probably pitch up a little bit because I'm not really ascending anymore. I'm doing a horrible ascent with this rocket. I was carrying the spent stage for a good bit, and now I'm just cruising through through the upper atmosphere, but still through the atmosphere. So I'm burning fuel that I don't really have to burn. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video until we're well in space, and then I'll reconvene with you there. So, see you in a bit. So, we aren't quite in orbit yet, but I wanted to reconvene with you anyway, because stage separation is coming up, and I hadn't worked out what it's going to be yet. So, we are looking at... oh, it is these tanks. So I'm going to throttle up to full, just to make sure we clear the tanks, and then ditch them. Here we go. This is really dangerous! Oh god, that is a daring maneuver. Okay, this is now our drive stage. I think... no, this is still an expendable... holy shit, this is a mad design! This is the tripod drive stage. Holy shit. I'm probably not supposed to curse on YouTube's, but holy shit. What... how nice. This is good. And I think I'm gonna have to mount the ship in the middle and pull it. That's probably the best. So are we in orbit? We are not in orbit, but we are almost in orbit. So, when we get out of the atmosphere, I'm going to fast forward to the 109 kilometer mark, otherwise known as our apoapsis, and circularize the orbit there. That will look like this. And that's an orbit, and a pretty picture. The engines are blazing to a darkened Earth. Kerbin. Right. So all that's left to do now is rendezvous with the rest of the assembly. I'm going to have to rename this. This is a crazy name. Anyway, that maneuver is much more boring than the end result, which... like this. See, there we have the Griswolf IGYT and Griswolf Utrecht Duna lander, otherwise known as the Duna assembly, Duna exploratory construction effort. I am breaking my head, racking my brain about how to dock this to that, and I think I'm going to try and get close with this big unwieldy drive stage, and then maneuver the rest of the assembly in between its legs. I'm gonna try that. One thing I am a little bit worried about is that this drive stage, it had to use its drive stage fuel to do the orbital rendezvous maneuver, which in total was a modest 300 meters per second, and that seems to have depleted it of 1/3 of its fuel capacity. I didn't do the math on this thing with the mass of that, and maybe it's the real solar system size dysmorphia, whatever, rearing its head again, but I don't think we're gonna make it. So it's up to you guys. Do we send a refueling mission to this craft to completely top it up, or not? If you think that's prudent, do send me a refueling craft. If you think it's not, then well, you can just leave it like this, and we'll see about launching it. Anyway, before we can leave anything to anything, we have to of course dock these things together. This is the other half of the science vessel with a docking port here, and this will be maneuvered in between the legs of the launch vehicle, well, not the launch vehicle, the drive stage. Where's that? That's over there. And if I remember correctly, this thing has a lot of RCS. Yes, and it's rather, it jiggles and it wobbles, but it has it's maybe because of the SAS. It jiggles and it wobbles, but it has the RCS to maneuver. Also has, well, not that much fuel actually, but we can probably maneuver to the augury on RCS fuel alone. Ooh, this is promising to be a one hell of a wobbly ride. Anyway, here we go. I think 5 meters per second is a decent speed, if not a great speed. So here we go. This of course is the manned bit. The two astronauts are here in the laboratory module, and I hope we can make this without too much wobbling, because otherwise I fear we might hit one of the drive pylons. And I think this assembly, once complete, will look pretty cool. Pretty cool. It is a big question though if we can actually make it, because this is damn scary. Maybe I have to find the reaction wheels and turn them off. I might want to do that once we're docked. First though, we are going to slow down. because there we have the Greifswolf augury, which will be used in towing mode, which should suffice for all our needs, I think. We might have, these are 3 and those are 3, we might have to rotate them to fit in between, but I think the augury has has long enough legs to not make that a problem. Just a few more seconds now. Let's see, I'm going to wiggle these craft closer and then reconvene with you because it might be boring otherwise. See you in a few seconds. So here we are. I rotated the augury to face the assembly, which is now inching forward, and let's see if we can rotate these tripods to fit in between. I think that should do it. And I also disabled the control torque on these reaction wheels, which made everything much easier to control. It is still jiggling, but not nearly as bad as it was. And I can now use, well, I say that, but still it jiggles. I can now use SAS on the RCS Venturis to keep them properly aligned. Anyway, we are inching into the docking port, and it is quite nerve-wracking. These things are angled properly to not hit the drive engines, which I think they might otherwise. And once we are going to slide in between the legs, we should, I should really stop using that, but it's not that funny. I should brake a little bit and decelerate. Never want to go too fast. I can't help it. Can't help it. So, almost there, and I'm just going to shut up and focus on piloting this probe into the docking port. Let's see. Let's do it at 0.5 meters per second. And they are nicely coming together. That one wasn't even intentional. No. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's not good, is it? Oh come on. No, 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 no. Back off, back off. This is not going well at all. Go on. Up. We haven't even actually hit yet, but it is turning out to be a disaster of a docking. No actual damage yet, but it's not looking great. Perhaps we are going slow enough to... The problem is the nav ball indicator is just so hectic because the ship is too large. Okay, let's try again. No, that's not the key I wanted. Okay, just heading towards the docking port. No, stop. Go up a little bit. I think the Duna lander is a little bit under RCS'd because it's lagging behind the controls, or I'm just being an idiot. That is very, very possible as well. Anyway, we are in crisis mode. How to... Disabling RCS might help. Anyway, no, don't hit the drive assembly. Come on, turn the other way. This is going wrong. All my hope is now with the magnetic force of that drive assembly. Oh, I'm so far out of alignment. Did I even target this? Yes. Why then is it showing so happy? I can back away now. That is allowed, probably. Oh, God. Look out, look out, look out. Yes, go this way. Damn it. Yeah, you're just listening to the tormented screams of rocket engineers everywhere. No! No! We had contact there. There was definitely some scrapage, but we are clear. Nothing broke off, but my pride. Nothing broke off but my pride. Okay, okay. We now know that this thing is completely uncontrollable at close range. That's fine. That is completely fine. That just means we have to nail the approach from a distance. And possibly using precision RCS. Let's try that. Okay, okay, okay. No more funny jokes. Just punching forward and docking. Okay, going to do the alignment trick once more. Controlling this baby here. Here we go. Lining that up perfectly. Fortunately, we do have all the RCS fuel in the world, because boy do we need it. Okay, okay, okay. That's lined up perfectly. Hit the SAS. Now switch back to this. This is by magic still aligned in such a way that it won't hit the engines. Let's realign this now. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Let's do a temperature reading. We're not distracted. Oh, it can't be done right now. Well, that's fine. Let's not do a temperature reading. Okay, okay. We are targeting the docking port. Look at the nav ball here. Lock SAS. Is that smart? I'm not sure. Let's make double sure that we are controlling it from the docking port. This docking port is targeted. Yes, please set the target. Okay, and now all that, refine tune the heading. It's only a 60-meter jaunt, but we can't control it once we go. And go, we are now, okay, punch it. 1 meter per second. That's probably way too fast. Okay, we are a little bit high. Let's use RCS to fix that. Now we are wobbling. It's the same problem again. No, 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 no. Okay. How did this happen? Okay, abort, abort, abort. Okay, 0 meters per second. Let's see. Let's see if we can't get this retrograde indicator completely over. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just want the velocity to be 0. Can that happen, please? The translation keys don't work. That's the problem. I want to translate, but there's more mass or less RCS venturis here, and it's completely unbalanced, which makes it difficult. But we are now in a fairly stable position again, so we can do a reorientation. Maybe we have to use this one to go and grab that. We can try that actually. Yes, let's try that. Okay. We don't need precision controls for this because this is a big beast. And who would have known? This actually controls better on RCS than the payload does. Right. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Docking ports aligned, sort of. Let's try this again, punch it. Okay, so now we are at 0.3 meters per second. Now I'm going to switch back, which is a dangerous proposition. Do we have some lights? Turn on the lights. Wonderful. Control from there. All we have to do now is make sure that we actually face the darn docking port. Yeah, this is going very, very wrong again. Or is it? It's actually not looking that horrible. Apart from the fact that, ooh, we are actually past the engine already. We're coming in so crooked. But then again, sort of on target. Crooked, but sort of on target. I have no idea. I'm just going to go for it. It's going to... The docking ports are heading together. It should work out fine. It's not completely straight, but this payload is a lot smaller than I was thinking before. Anyway, let's brake a little bit. This might actually work. Here goes, here goes, here goes. Connect. God damn it, connect. Connect, you fool. The magnets are doing their thing, sort of. Yes. Need to punch it in there. Connected. Look at that. Here we have it. The joint Duna exploration vehicle thing with a refueling docking port here on the top. We might use it to refuel. See, we have an empty tank here. We have a sort of empty tank here. We can use 1.5. Oh wait, we have a sort of empty tank here as well. We can use 1.5 orange tanks here for some refueling. Oh, and before I forget, sorry about that, I can extend all these solar panels that Rule added for our electricity needs. And the ship is really coming together nicely. We have an Ike lander, that's the Angora Avenger here. We have a Duna lander, that's the one here. And we have a laboratory in the middle. And we have a big drive stage around everything. And the configuration of the mission like this has dictated that we will be going to Duna first. Because, well, that lander is on the outside. And then at some point we're going to have to reconfigure the hab module and laboratory to be here on the top. Because otherwise the Ike lander won't be able to get out. Let's see, more solar panels. Go on. I think that's all of them, but then again it is dark, so I can't really see. I'm going to fast forward until the daytime, so that we can behold the splendor that is the Duna exploration vehicle. Here we have it in full daylit glory. Yeah, it's quite nice. I like it. Well done, guys. With that, I'm going to end the episode. Thanks for watching, as always. I'm Lorenzo. See you on Friday for the next episode. And then we'll find out if there's actually a refueling mission going to happen, or if we're going to send it off to Duna like this, or perhaps we even have to wait. Not the most spectacular option, but we might have to wait for a launch window. And in that case, we're going to do something else in the meantime. So once again, thanks for watching, and one final time, very much welcome to my channel, all you new guys, and old guys as well, you're still welcome. See you next time. Goodbye.